So hi guys, happy new year. Welcome back to my channel. So I know it's been a while since I've done a video like 2 years ago. So I decided to relaunch this channel. So what I'm going to be discussing today, the movie I'm going to be reviewing today from the title you can already see, we're going to be talking about the Madam Coin Coin origin story, the one they released recently. Actually, I've been trying to relaunch this channel. I've tried to watch a lot of other movies. Like I tried to watch that one, Black Book. It didn't work out. I tried to watch She Must Be Obeyed. I couldn't get through the first. Actually, I tried to get through the movie, but I thought it was a movie. So find out it's a series. I'm like, this one is a lot. So I couldn't review that. I didn't even watch it completely. So when I heard that Madam Poinko was coming out, 31st, I decided that let me try it out. Let's see what we can do with this. Actually, I'm not a fan of horror movies. I don't watch horror movies for anything in this life. I don't. But I said I need to relaunch this channel, so let me just give this movie a try. I actually went to boarding school for a while, a bit. I went for junior secondary school boarding school, and I've heard like the tale of Madam Coin Coin, which is why I decided to take time out to review this video, because I wanted to see how they process the law with the with in movies. Basically, I wanted to see how they explore the topic in a movie. So that's enough talking. That's enough introduction. Let's get into the movie. The synopsis. What's this movie about? I'm going to be reading what the synopsis is about from a blog. I'll link the blog in my description box so you can read it. Yeah, what is the origin Madam Koinkoy about? The origin Madam Koinkoy tells the story of Amanda, a young girl who reluctantly joins a new boarding school. The isolated establishment has a grim history of sexual violence, but is looking towards a brighter future, having been taken over by a convent of nuns. However, not long after taking her place alongside her fellow students, Amanda starts to suffer ominous nightmares, quickly coming to realize that a vengeful spirit called Madame Koi Koi stalks the hall of the school. The second installment of the horror film series titled Spirit of Vengeance is set to arrive on November 7th. So from that blog, all the English I've read is what the movie is about. Now that I know what the movie is about, let's go into the characters. The first character I'll talk about is Amanda. So Amanda is like the main character of the story. Every story needs somebody that the movie is centered about, and in a kind of a way, she is one of the main characters of this movie. So Amanda is trying to move from her former school to this new school, and the story follows her journey of assimilating in this new school. That's one of the plot points of this movie. And that plot point of this movie through Amanda is that Amanda does not know who her dad is, and Amanda is also the person that keeps having nightmares about the Madame Coin Coin situation, but she does not know exactly what it's about, like what's happening, but she keeps having these recurring nightmares, ending up picking up in a cold sweat, but she doesn't know what the dreams are about technically. The next character is Mother Superior, played by Iretiola Doyle. She's one of the villains of this movie. Like, in fact, in my opinion, she's the main villain of this movie, not even the Madame Coin Coin lady, because this woman is a gaslighter of all sorts. She gaslights everybody, the students, the teachers, the school board, the police officers, even herself. I think she's gaslighting herself too, because why? Anyway, that's Madame Superior. She's the proprietress of the school. She runs the school. So Madame Superior's storyline is basically she's trying to prevent the school administration board or education board from taking over the school from the church. So she wants the church to still retain control of the school. The third character we're talking about is Edna. Edna is someone that Amanda and her mother meet when they enter the school hostel. So Edna is bubbly, she's a talkative, and Edna's role in this movie is kind of an explanatory role. She kind of sets the scene of what is happening in the movie and what is happening in the school. She's always the one explaining what is happening in the movie to us that are watching it. So the next group of people, I want to call them a group of people because they are in their group. Only one person is quite prominent actually. So the next group of people I'm talking about are Lashe, KD, JD. No, sorry. Lashe, ID, KD, and Tokumbo. So that's how they introduce them to story. So Edna is the one that introduced them. This is Lashe, KD, ID, and Tokumbo. ID is like the newcomer to their group, and these boys are horrible, to say the least. Lashe especially, he is, I don't know, an embodiment of everything that is wrong with men. Lashe is the person. So that character is quite pronounced. It's like the primary villain of this movie, if you look at it from an angle. So that the other boys are not really giving much of they're not giving lines basically, apart from ID, who is the first person to get killed in this movie. He gets killed first because he's an idiot. He deserves it. So speaking of the boys, here comes IBK. So IBK is like a babe trying to get with ID, and in turn gets with the boys, because the boys are like popular. They run the school, not they run the school, but basically they are giving a free pass because they help the school maintain its academic standing by winning competitions all around the place. And the next character we're talking about is Baba. So Baba, I don't know his name. I couldn't be bothered to find out before this video because everybody calls him Baba. So Baba is kind of somebody that pushes the storyline forward through his lines, his facial expressions. You can kind of see that, oh, he knows something. He knows like the origin story of this thing. He's the one that will finally say what the origin of Madame Coin Coin is. The one that will finally tell us exactly what's happened for this legend or these spirits to be attacking people and killing people. So his facial expressions, his lines, his actions drive the story forward, drive the plot forward. That's all Baba is in this role, a plot device to drive the story forward. Then you have Sister Rose, nicknamed Sister Silence, played by Choma Chukwuka. She's also somebody that also adds to the intrigue of the story. So then you come to finally the inspector. So this is played by Deyemi, and I don't know his name. I call him Badge. I know Badge's name, but Louis. I read that name, so I'm not calling him Louis, but I know his name. So both of them play inspectors in this movie. So Deyemi is Inspector Theophilus Achebe, and Badge is Oscar Akintoye. So that's the end of all the characters for this movie. So that's everybody that is important that I need to know. Let's discuss the themes of this movie, the broad points, the broad societal issues that this movie is somewhat addressing. Now, I don't know how horror movies work. I've never been a fan. Like I said, I don't watch horror movies, but this movie has some very heavy themes. Like Trigger Warning said in the beginning of the video, if you have been rewarded, sexually harassed, assaulted, I don't think this movie is for you, because it's very, very graphic in portraying the violence that is the defilement of another person against their will. So it's very, very, very graphic, and the person that they quickly, you get it really quickly. So the boys, that's Lashe, ID, TD, or BKD, whatever that one's name is, those two are not really important in the story. And Kayode, they are a group of friends, and they ganged ID in the beginning, and that's what sets up the beginning of this story. That's what brings the story alive. So that's what resurrects the spirit of the Madame Coin Coin. This story kind of shows how the kind of a reality that happens to women all around the world, how like men just take advantage of you just because you can't possibly fight all of them at the same time. So the gang raped her, and that's led to the resurrection of Madame Coin Coin. Then we move on from that to the reactions to somebody telling, or a lady telling, probably anybody, even an older woman, that she was defiled, she was assaulted, she was violated in that kind of very heavy way. And the next thing we see that is Mother Superior victim blaming her, saying, oh, you got what you wanted. So it's very common when something happens to a girl like that and she says something, everybody say, what's the proof? You see people open their dirty mouths on Twitter opening their mouths, just saying rubbish, harant nonsense all around the place. Always, and what did you wear? Why did you follow him? Like in this case, why did you follow him? You got what you were expected. She's secondary school children, young adults in general explore. They do things all around the place. Doesn't mean that that the reward for exploration, for trying out new things, is something that horrific happens to you. And victim blaming is something that is very, 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 very prevalent even in the Nigerian society. And I like how this story did not try to like justify, or how will I say it, embellish, or what's the word? I don't know the word basically. They didn't try to add anything to it. They just portrayed it exactly how our society is. That's one thing I really liked about it. They didn't kind of run a commentary on it. They just portrayed it for you to see how absurd this thing is, for you to be doing it as a person. The next thing they addressed is power, or maintaining the status quo, and that you can see that in the life of Mother Superior, the gaslighter. That's her name, Mother Superior. Because that woman gaslights even the Lashe, KD and ID. I think is it ID? What's that one name? Tokumbo. Sorry, I keep forgetting those ones' names because they didn't give them lines in this movie. They're just there standing about. Lashe is the main character. He's the boss. She desperately wanted to maintain her authority in that school, and in her quest to maintain her authority in that school, she's hurting so many people just because she can't let go. And so you see how her quest for like maintaining the status quo, for her consolidating authority and maintaining authority, is leading her to do things that even if she's a professing Christian, as a mother, as a nun, you shouldn't be doing that. She lied to the police officers, lied to Lashe and the boys, basically bullied Amanda into joining the boys club for studying. Was really very, very, very horrible to Ibukun. No sympathy, no empathy, no empathy, nothing of the sort. Just because she wanted to maintain this picture perfect image of that school, which is, the school is gone. I'm sorry. If your students can be going out drinking, violating one of their other students, your school is gone. Let the education board just take over, because there's nothing you're maintaining. So another thing they address subtly is yes, files, the P words, the P, and you can see that in even like, I like how they didn't just make it like a teacher. This one was a police officer that was meant to be addressing the killings in the town, investigating the killings in the town, and he comes to the school based on their investigation. Obviously, ID was the one that was killed first, so he was wearing the school's housewear. Their investigation would definitely take them to the school. And when he got to the school, instead of him to focus on what he's coming there to do, he started looking at the young girls, underage girls for that matter. Because I think in Nigeria, I think the oldest person you can see in the secondary school will be 18, and that's if the person has stayed for a while. Like person started school days generally. 18 is the highest. I graduated secondary school when I was 15. I was only 16 yet. So you know that the people that are in secondary school are they are quite young. So for an older person, an older man to look at them and say, oh, this is when they are ripe. What do you mean? And this is prevalent in our society as well. So I like how they address that it doesn't make sense. It is not right. And I like how his other police officer was calling him out. He didn't call him out as strongly as I thought he would, but at least he called him out. It's something I think they tried their best to address in that short stint. But hopefully the officer is not the person that. What did I like about the movie? I like the story itself. I know people have qualms about the story because it really doesn't follow the tale of Madam Koinkoin. Even myself, I can't properly articulate what the tale of Madam Koinkoin is because I'm not really sure. It's not something that they kept repeating when I was in boarding school. What we had was Bush Baby, the Bush Baby lady. The Bush Baby lady. The Bush Baby basically. Anyway, so the Bush Baby is what we had in my own secondary school, but when I went to boarding school, but I can't really. So I think they said Madam Koinkoin was a teacher, something happened to her, so now she comes to, maybe the students did something to her, so now she comes to hunt students back. I think that's the law, basically. But me, I really like the creative liberty they took to this story. For someone that didn't like horror movies, I was really happy that, if I'm not to sleep in the night, I'll be taking my clothes, which Nigeria is scary enough, I beg, without adding like more principalities and powers to our lives, basically. So I like the story itself. I like how creative, how creative the story was. The dialogue was beautiful. There was no awkward like dialogue. If there was any awkwardness in the movie, it was from the actors, the way they said the lines, not the lines themselves. So some of them had awkward moments, especially like the boys. ID is one of the people that I know that was an awkward actor. I think Tokumbo and the actor that played Tokumbo and the actor that played KD. They didn't really give them enough lines. Maybe in the second part we'll see them talk more because they were just like standing in the middle of this thing, saying nothing. So but the dialogue in general was great. So the dialogue but in a general sense of it, it was great. Which is why I've not been able to really review movies for a while because all the Nigerian movies I've been watching they have not been inspiring me like in particular. So I couldn't make a video about it. But this one, the dialogue was fine. I could follow the story. I didn't get confused at any point. That I have to be watching the film 15 times to get the essence of. It happened to me in Black Book. At a point I got lost. I couldn't explain what's happening. But anyway, that story for another day. If there's another day for Black Book. But I liked the story itself. I liked the cinematography. It was really nice. The color grading, everything was really nice. Was great. I also liked the little comic reliefs here and there. The direction between Mother Superior and Mrs. Adeshola in the beginning, how she kept emphasizing her name is Miss Adeshola. It was very, I don't know, it was just a quick chuckle for me. I also like Louis, my Louis guy, Badge. How he said if you don't like him, forget about it. It made me laugh because I'm like, this is out of place in 1991 movie, but I love it. Anyway, I saw somebody complain about that on the internet. So we'll get to that later. Then, who again? I think I like Edna. I like Edna a lot. I know some people had complaints about her character that she was overacting, but I think there are people like that in real life. When you see them, you know them. They talk a lot. They are very hyperactive. And I like how she brought it to life, and I like how she was a very, very supportive friend to Amanda. So those are the things I liked. If I keep looking down, it's because I'm following a script. It has been long since I scripted a video, so that's one of the things that was stopping me from making a video because I forgot how to make these videos. So now I'm trying to get back into the groove of it as I'm doing it. It's be good. So if this review is a bit rough, please bear with me. Okay, let's get through it. What I didn't like about this movie. To be honest with you, I couldn't find something that I did that was very, very, very irritating to me. Normally, when I watch movies, I find something that very, 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 very that irks me. But I didn't find anything that irks me in this movie that makes me that is jumping out at me that I don't like. So I'm just going to be bad there and really just point out some things. For somebody that is not a horror movie fan, I thought this movie would be more scary, but it wasn't. For me, it's a plus. But for people that were expecting horror, jump scares. It's really nothing for you to be scared about. So if you don't like horror movies and you still want to watch my Coin, you can watch it. I wasn't scared at all. There was nothing there that scared me. So I think that can be worked on. Maybe in the second part we'll see more of jump scares, but this one I didn't really see any jump scare. Another thing is that people expected a signature of Madame Coin from the tales we are told, from the lore that we're told, is that when she walks, you see her red heels and hear coin, like the sound of heels on the floor. And in this one, there was nothing like that. There was heavy footsteps. The Madame Coin was like a big man, a big man thing. The Madame Coin was big. She was her footsteps were heavy, boom, 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 on the floor. Not really like a subtle feminine coin like you expect. So that's something that didn't matter to me, but I guess from the name, we expect that at least some of the law will follow to the movie. But I think they really showed the red shoes at some point when they were explaining the origin story, like how Madame Koi came to be. They showed the red shoes, so I think they paid homage to the law a bit. Maybe in the second part, we hear more heels on the floor. I keep saying the second part because I'm anticipating the second part. I am anticipating the second part. Maybe when the second part comes out, I'll be able to give a full review of how I feel about the entire thing, having all the movies out. Movie second part is coming out November 7th by the way, and I hope this video is up before then. In Jesus' name, amen. I'm going to add like what other people thought about this movie. So what other people thought about this movie on YouTube and on Twitter, because that's where I can actually see people's opinion. Starting from YouTube, when I was trying to make this video, I wanted to see if any other person had made a video on it. I like to like, so that we'll not be missing ourselves. I like to be like just a quick inspiration here and there, you know, still like an artist. I think the only review I saw was from, I can't remember YouTube channel now. I will put it in the description box so that you can watch their video too, and I will put it in the video too somewhere around this place, somewhere there. I think the first critic person that channel had was that it should have focused on young adults and should have been more like an investigative series, since like the law is from secondary school students basically. And I won't say I disagree, I just have a different opinion. I don't know if that's the same thing. You disagree with somebody having a different opinion, it's the same thing now. But like, it's not like a fight. Oh, you're wrong, I'm right. It's just different in like the way I came into the movie. So the way they came into the movie, the expectation for this movie was different from mine, because me, I'm not so attached to the law. I'm quite perfectly okay with it not focusing on young adults, because I feel like sometimes young adult movies in Nigeria are a bit cringe is the word basically. Like, it's not cringe, like it's very hard to get through basically. Some of them do it very real, like Far From Home, and some of them do it like Ijogon that came out recently. It's not really great like that. So I like how it like encompasses the entire village. It's fine with me. There was no jump scare, I agree with that. And so those are the only two things I actually wanted to. I cannot be critiquing somebody at that video. This is not a review channel. So going on to the streets of Twitter, somebody says, I'll be putting the tweets so you can see them. This Madam Koi Koi is 1 hour 40 minutes of irritating Dory gaslighting the hell out of everybody, and you too. She's such a beautiful woman, so I agree. Like I said, ultimate gaslighter. Immediately I started watching her, like, this woman is gaslighting everybody. Kilo Shelley. Even herself, she's gaslighting herself. The second one is Madam Coin Coin only giving men is so real, but I need her to give mother superior too. Okay then, real, that's I agree. They need to kill mother superior too, and Inspector Oscar. So another one is watch the first episode of Madam Coin Coin. The story builds up well as character. The story builds up well as the characters. A few takes. That's what we're here for. We want to hear your takes. This is a story that should have been a movie long before now. It is good to have it now. I think the writers have tried to maintain an authenticity. Hey Jesus, I can't pronounce words. Authenticity, not aping Hollywood. I don't know what aping means. I'm sorry. So the second continuation of the tweet, they should stay the course. Irritating Doyle is supposed to be cast as a hypocritical, cynical, sinister, mother superior villain. Didn't work. Elegance has always been her charm. This was the role for her. I disagree. She played the role well, and she was hypocritical. She was not sinister, but she was a villain in her own right. Elegant villains exist. The fact that her words were properly enunciated does not mean she's a bad person. It made her even worse. She was speaking English to the nines and making you doubt your sanity. Fine. The third person's first take is this scripting is seriously missing a religious undertone, given that this is a missionary and a Catholic secondary school, to be precise, already ruined by the choice of mother superior character who espouses no religiosity. The only time we get a whiff of this is in the classical soundtrack played when Baba speaks to Sister Ruth about the emergence of the disturbing spirits. A bell doesn't ring, no angelus prayer interrupting a scene, for example, nobody swears by the name of a saint, no choir practice, haba. I doubt if we see a statue of Mary anyway. Okay, that's a valid criticism if you want to critique the no there was no heavy religiosity part, but I saw rosaries here and there. I saw her mother was like Sister Superior muttered words. Even Sister Silence, Sister Ruth, she muttered words in the church. Obviously, it's okay. So it was not really heavy on the religiosity. That's a valid critique. I didn't think about that. I didn't even notice that. That's a valid critique. And said, lastly, the anatomy of a sin. Well, this person is more experienced than me. This person should come to this channel and be doing the review. So lastly, the anatomy of a sin. On this job, the scriptwriters fumbled a lot, and that's why the episode runs for 1 hour 30 minutes. Too much time is spent in a scene where little dialogue and subtext could do a better job. Yeah, as I said, there were some awkward moments. There were some things were not needed in the movie. Some things were not really needed at all. Like some scenes with Lasha and the boys were unnecessary. It wasn't really. Like when they play football, I said they must bring our own ball tomorrow. Like why they keep emphasizing on they lost the game. Maybe they're trying to show how Lasha is so very out of his mind. Because how he needs to prove like he's better than everybody at everything, because that's his entire personality. I'm better than everybody, I'm above the rules, I can't win anybody. But at the point, I was not really okay, we get it. You are brilliant. Eat grass. The next person says, Madam Koiko is so far the least scary aspect of this show. I agree. He said the real jump scare are the men in this movie. Oh, from the students to the police to the people that the one that was so drunk that he thought Madam Koiko was a babe that he wanted to carry. Foolish. The one that wanted to steal from somebody. Foolish man. The ones that caused this Madam Koiko to become a reality, those 3 idiots, Bolu and Co. All the men in this movie. I'm like, scum of the earth. The real jump scare are the men. I agree. Very terrible human beings. The last one I'm going to talk about is this one. It said, can't wait for Madam Koiko to Lashe. And the rest of those moves, I agree. Lashe cannot like ID. We need to see it. We need to see the graphics of how she tears him to pieces. Like, I want to see that. I want to see how she scatters his life. Scatters all this. I want to see his sister on the floor. I know it's very graphic, but I really want to see that because anyway, you just go to show that the actors that played those roles, they did their job well. I don't know the guy that plays Lashe. I'll find out his name. But one in again is that I really hope, because of the heavy themes of this movie, I really hope that the actors and actresses got a bit of therapy. I know that's something very common to say, but they are rich, not rich, but like they have some money, they can hire a counselor, a therapist just to help them. Like Oma with that she went through she acted in very horrific events. Even the men that had to carry out such graphic scenes, I think they need to go through some counseling. And with that, I want to end this video. Thanks for watching. I really hope you enjoy it, because this is my long hiatus. Like, this is a break from my long hiatus, so I really hope you guys enjoy it, and I'll see you guys when the second episode is around. I know my brain was, I was drawing a blank. When the second episode comes, I really hope that we will review it again. Yeah, I really hope work does not choke my neck. I'm not able to do the second one. Yeah, so that's all for me. Bye guys. See you. Peace.